Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters and the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and I'm coming at you today with a new product alert. Well friends, many of you know of our relationship, our friendship, and our partnership, quite frankly, with the legendary angling and hunting legend Flip Pallot. And again, not only is Flip one of my closest friends, one of Mad River Outfitters' closest friends, he's one of our greatest supporters. Flip sends us a lot of business and has for many, many years. But a number of years ago, we started bringing back some of his legendary products that were originally marketed by he and Lefty Cray under a brand name called Mangrove Products. And that company kind of fell apart. And Flip and I teamed up, and along with some local friends of ours here in Columbus, Ohio, and we began reintroducing these products. It's been kind of a slow process, but we're getting to where we've got a nice lineup of Flip Pallot designed and endorsed products. And of course, first and foremost was the Flip Pallot Leader Wallet. And the Flip Leader Wallet allows you to store maxima size and smaller spools. So if you're building your own leaders, basically everything you need to build your own leaders, plus plenty of pockets for tools. I carry wire and swivels and maybe a few extra tools in there, type of thing. But then we all know about wrist spools. And the wrist spools are those larger spools that a lot of manufacturers unfortunately use. And so we had to come up with a version of the leader wallet that would accommodate wrist spools. So we came up with a grande leader wallet, which will take up to 4 of those wrist spools, and then the medium size, or of course standard size, also has the compartment for extra tools, extra tippets. As Flip often says, you could put a peanut butter sandwich in there. And then Flip had this idea of a leader wallet, which we have the leader wallets on the side here, on each side, but he also wanted something that he could use as a boat bag. Something that he could just carry everything possibly needed to build your own leaders and then some. And so this one has the leader wallet. You can carry up to 8 spools and more. You can actually double up on the pockets. And then you've got plenty of room for all kinds of stuff. And if you did want to have one of these, this will fit in the middle compartment. So this we call the Flip Pallot Leader Luggage. It's got Flip's logo on it there. And then also the Mad River Outfitters along with Scioto Made. I must mention our great friend Wes Adams here in Columbus, Ohio. Scioto Made is a nice little shop and sewing company, also an embroidery company here in Columbus. So these are literally made right down the street from the shop. So that's called the Leader Luggage. And then, of course, we reintroduced Flip Pallot's special delivery fly line treatment. This is an ancient formula brought over to America by Flip's grandmother from Russia, or so he says. So I'm proud to introduce the latest product in the line of Flip Pallot designed and endorsed products, and that is the Flip Pallot Rod Taco. Now mine that I've been using this for almost a year now, is a prototype. The new one does in fact have the Flip bubble logo on it. Here we go. So the production versions that when you buy it, it will have the Flip logo on it, Mad River Outfitters, Scioto Made. This is a handy thing, man, and I use this a lot. I travel with this. In fact, this thing goes on virtually every trip I take. And sometimes I'll have my rods inside my checked bags, and then I'll just fold this up, and that way when I get there, I can use this for transporting the rods back and forth to the boat if I want to have extra rods on the boat. But man, this thing is so cool. When I'm teaching schools, all of my rods go in this. I don't ever travel, even locally, I don't travel with an aluminum rod tube or the Cordura covered rod tubes anymore. It all goes in the Rod Taco. You can also use this as a carry-on. It will fit in the overhead compartment, or what I have done is I've always nicely asked the flight attendants if I can put it in the closet, you know, where they put their jackets and stuff. And most of the time the answer is yes. If not, it goes in the overhead, no problem. It will also fit, filled with rods, in my checked luggage. It will also fit diagonally in the bottom, but tends to take up quite a bit of room, and that's not the most convenient. So I kind of have a special bag with some rod components or compartments, excuse me. And then I just fold this up, and that way when I get to my destination, I can start to use it and back and forth to the boat. I like to have extra rods with me on a boat, and I also travel with a lot of rods because I like to try different things. A lot of times I might be fishing a 7 weight through a 10 weight when I go to the Bahamas, maybe the same in the Amazon. So, and we always like to have the Echo Micro practice rod with us, especially if I'm teaching schools or doing demonstrations. And I also carry spinning rods with me quite often, especially when I go to saltwater destinations. And Temple Fork Outfitters makes this Traveler series of spinning rods, which is the same exact length as a 4-piece fly rod. So that makes it really convenient. So right now, oh, by the way, I did put a 10-foot rod in here just to demonstrate that it will fit up to a 10-foot rod. I wouldn't go any more than 10 foot, but it will accommodate a 10-foot rod. So heck, in this thing, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fly rods plus the micro practice rod, and I can still easily button it up. I could probably fit another rod in there without any trouble. And then it's got a handle for the carry, and then also a shoulder strap on it as well for walking through the airports and such. So recently, actually it was last fall, when we were working on the prototype for this, we got together with Flip, and Flip told us a little bit about the design of this and why he thinks it's such a great product. So let's jump on over to Mr. Flip Pallot.
Here's a beautiful orange product that I'd like to share with everybody. I know you've talked about them before, but this is one of the things, like my Manly pliers, that I'm really never without, and that is my Taco. I don't own a rod tube anymore. I mean, really, I have no use for any kind of a rod tube. And I travel a ton. So I use this Taco for traveling. And if I'm going to the Bahamas or wherever I'm going, take my rods in the rod socks that they come in. Very often I don't even use the rod socks. I just take the rod parts, piece of masking tape around them so I can see what they actually are. I don't have to go find, you know.
Right.
So anyway, your way, and you put the rods in the Taco like this. And you can get, in this Taco, I've carried as many as 1.5 dozen rods in this thing.
And you can also get spinning rods in there too, multiple piece spinning rods.
Yeah, they're long, it's long enough for that. So once the rods are in there, you simply fold it over, just like a Taco. And then these straps, which are adjustable for the amount of rods that you have in there, wrap around the entire Taco. And there's a bunch of straps here to really make sure that it's all secure. Throw it over your shoulder and walk through the airport or down the dock or wherever you need to go. And so you don't have the weight of all these rod tubes. And this is small enough and light enough that you could carry it on board the plane. Small enough that they'll let you do that. It'll fit in an overhead.
Yes.
Or under your seat, or you can just hug it.
Hug it.
Yeah.
I've often put it in the asked if you can put it in the closet as you walk in the plane.
Yeah. So, I mean, another thing, just like the Manly pliers, it's another one of those necessities.
It's just been invaluable to me. I mean, I travel with it, and if I don't have enough room to carry it on the plane, I've got a long enough bag, check bag.
Yeah.
And put it in the bottom of my check bag. Sometimes I have to put it in diagonally and then pack around it.
Yeah.
And everything's protected, much less chance of breaking a rod. Walking through airports, have it over your shoulder, even if I'm just going to teach a class or a school, and I've got 6 or 8 rods for the students. And then, of course, when I'm getting on my boat and I've got 3 or 4 or 5 fly rods with me, instead of having them all jumbled up and getting tangled, and there we go. So it's just a wildly useful item, part of the series of Flip Pallot. You now have a luggage series.
Line.
You're a luggage. You have a luggage line.
The line like Christine Dior.
Yeah, the Flip Pallot leader luggage. We've got the original. We've got more stuff in the works.
Oh yeah, shh, don't say anything.
Yeah. So there you have it, friends. Flip Pallot Rod Taco. Really, really one of the coolest pieces of gear. This thing is so handy. It goes on every trip with me, whether my rods are in it and over my shoulder, or whether it's just rolled up in my either my carry-on or my checked luggage. That way, when I get to the destination, I can load up my rods. And then I have extra rods on the boat with me. I can stick them in the hatch underneath, and they're fairly well protected. It's clearly not as well protected as an aluminum rod case, but especially on trips where weight is an issue, this thing is super handy. And I use it just traveling back and forth, teaching schools here in Ohio. So anyhow, you can check it out. As with all of the Flip Pallot products, you can check them out at madriveroutfitters.com. If you ever have any questions about anything you see in any of our videos, but mostly of this Flip Pallot stuff, pick up the phone and give us a call, or shoot us an email at admin@madriveroutfitters.com. Remember, customer service is what we do for a living. Fly fishing is what we love and what we sell. So again, check these out at madriveroutfitters.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free and it really helps us out. Hit that like button. That just makes us feel good. Hop on over to Hop on over to our website and register to receive our monthly newsletter so you don't miss out on anything that we're up to, where we're going, anything related to Mad River Outfitters and fly fishing. So thanks for watching and stay tuned. We've got a lot more fly fishing content coming your way.
For the record, this is not a real taco. You don't eat this. It's not a real taco.